In your mind, what is a farmer? And is a farmer different than a homesteader?
The economic fact of most men's lives are the outside globalizing economic reality is what we're in. And when that happened, what we lost is the very simple reality that the family was not meant to just be together for mutual support of individual endeavors. My family really supported me. Therefore, the purpose of the family is to support the person in pursuing their individual dreams. But it's not the purpose. The purpose of the family is to do something together, to work together. Like Eve is a helpmate. Children are helpers on the farm. Like the family is essentially
helpers are different from supporters.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah, you have a support group where people say you can do it.
Yes,
and helpmates are actually out there digging the ground with.
But that's what a family is, more of a support group. That's what we think about.
That's what we think about.
Yeah, like an emotional, a psycho-emotional, support group. That's what we are. So when I say homesteading, I just mean you're doing something at home instead of consuming. Because the home is primarily a place we go out, we make money, we bring it home where it is spent. Like that is the defining characteristic of the suburban model, the suburban consumerist model of our country, which, this is what we're built on right now, is that you can live anywhere because you can go to work, bring it home and consume it. So the house, like the literal house in the household, does not produce anything. It watches stuff, it eats things. Cooking is the most productive thing that happens in most homes. At least you're taking a raw material and turning it into something better, which is what culture is. So that's why meals are so important. It's probably the only piece of culture you actually have. Because people are like, oh, we want to have a Catholic culture, but that usually means like branding your home. Like, okay, now we have a Catholic picture of it. But, culture is making stuff. That's what culture is. Like it's taking raw materials and having a meal, or taking an instrument and making music. Culture is making things together that like is sustaining other people. So when I say homestead, I just mean you're growing, making, fixing. Now I'm talking mostly about like the food, but there are other ways to do this. One of the best agrarians I know is a mechanic. Like they work on cars. Like they're doing something. The homestead is doing something versus a farm today is where you're making your income, right? So that you can probably, support your household. So farming is, I have to make money from these crops or these livestock. And this day and age, if you didn't, it is very hard to go from not farming to farming right now. The amount of the loss of farmers is staggering. And it's not just, and everyone thinks if I could afford land, I'd be a farmer. No, it's also, you lost the culture of it, the habit of it, the mindset of it. It'd be very hard to go from zero to farming, right? If you're just like in a suburb, like I'm going to start a farm. People used to go farming because they didn't have other economic options. It was sort of like, well, I guess I'll go farm. Now it's like you have to have pretty substantial means to even be able to think about starting a farm.
Hey, thanks guys for checking out the Conor Gallagher Show. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, or comment, or whatever you got to do to support it. And I appreciate that very much.